Can the East Africa Community, EAC, be the next superpower? Oh yes, we're talking about our friends from the beautiful region of East Africa, banding together to shake things up on the global stage. Now, as a close-knit family of nations, including Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, South Sudan, Tanzania, the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and Uganda, each country brings its unique flair. But before we get ahead, let's get acquainted with this intriguing group. The East Africa Community is a regional intergovernmental organization that fosters cooperation, integration, and unity among its member countries. East Africa sits right at the crossroads of Africa's Great Lakes and the Indian Ocean, boasting a geographical jackpot that many envy, with lush landscapes, diverse ecosystems, and a tapestry of cultures. So, my viewers, sit back, relax, and prepare for an adventure into the heart of the East Africa Community. We'll be uncovering the secrets and exploring the potential. Historical journey. In the swinging 1960s, a time of change and transformation in Africa, as many nations gained independence, the dream of regional unity began to take root in East Africa. And in 1967, the East African Community was born, bringing together three ambitious countries, Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. The EAC had a vision, to foster economic cooperation, trade and forge stronger bonds among its member states. But, just a decade later, in 1977, the community faced a bumpy detour when it sadly dissolved due to political differences among the member countries. Later on, the EAC rose from the ashes. In the late 90s, the dream was revived. This time, it was bigger and better. In 2000, 3 more countries joined the party: Burundi, Rwanda, and South Sudan. With 6 nations in the gang, the EAC set its sights on achieving proper regional integration. They wanted to create a seamless union that would benefit everyone involved. One of their most significant achievements was the establishment of the East African Customs Union in 2005. This game-changer meant goods could move freely across borders without pesky tariffs and trade barriers. But, the EAC wasn't content with stopping there. In 2010, they launched the East African Common Market, a dreamland of opportunities for people, goods, and services to move freely across the region. Fast forward to today, and the EAC is working towards a full-fledged political federation, the ultimate level of integration. The EAC has been growing, with trade between member countries skyrocketing. In the 90s, it was just around $1.5 billion, but by 2021, it had surged to a jaw-dropping $6.5 billion. Current economic status. First, let's talk GDP. The combined GDP of all the EAC member countries in 2021 was around $445 billion. Notably, the EAC's GDP has steadily risen over the years, clocking an average annual growth rate of around 5%. Kenya boasts the largest economy within the EAC, and Rwanda has been the fastest-growing economy, while Tanzania and Uganda have been flexing their economic muscles and contributing significantly to the EAC's growth. Furthermore, trade within the EAC has more than tripled in the past decade. 2010 it was around $2.8 billion, but by 2020, it skyrocketed to a staggering $8.5 billion. And guess what, folks? The EAC is spreading its wings beyond its borders. It's forging trade partnerships with nations like the European Union, the United States, China, and many more. Moreover, the EAC is like a treasure trove for investors looking to strike gold. With vast natural resources, a young and dynamic workforce, and strategic geographic positioning, this region has everything. Look at this: foreign direct investment, FDI, has been pouring into the EAC like a monsoon rain. In 2020 alone, it attracted a whopping $7.9 billion in FDI. East Africa Community's potential strengths. The EAC has untapped minerals like gold, copper, and diamonds just waiting to be unearthed. But that's not all. East Africa is sitting on an ocean of black gold, oil. With large oil reserves discovered in countries like Kenya and Uganda. And let's not forget agriculture, the backbone of the EAC's economy. With fertile soils and a tropical climate, they're growing a cornucopia of crops. From coffee to tea, bananas to flowers. Moreover, the EAC is brimming with a young and energetic population, ready to take on the world. Over 70% of the region's residents are under 30. And guess what? The future looks bright for the EAC's workforce, with a growing population projected to reach over 800 million by 2050. Now, let's talk location. The EAC has struck gold again with its strategic spot on the map, right at the crossroads of Africa's Great Lakes and the Indian Ocean. Also, the EAC is a stone's throw away from global trade routes, with access to major shipping lanes and proximity to the Suez Canal. Besides, EAC is investing in ambitious projects like the Standard Gauge Railway, a superfast train network linking their significant cities. And plans are in motion to improve roads, energy, and internet connectivity. The hurdles and obstacles. First, we have political differences, the occasional bump in the road to unity. Throughout history, the EAC has faced its fair share of political tensions among member countries. These disagreements have sometimes hampered decision-making and slowed down progress. Next on our obstacle course, economic disparities. While the EAC members are all in the same boat, some swim faster than others. Income disparities and development gaps exist between the nations, which can be a tough challenge. However, the EAC is working towards creating an inclusive growth strategy, ensuring everyone crosses the finish line together. Moreover, the EAC faces regional connectivity and trade challenges due to insufficient infrastructure. And now, brace yourselves for external influences, the unpredictable winds that can sway the EAC's journey. Global geopolitics and economic dynamics can sometimes throw a curveball. The regional cooperation efforts. First off, let's talk about regional integration initiatives. The EAC is about breaking down barriers and fostering cooperation among its member countries. One shining example of their cooperation is the East African Customs Union. This remarkable achievement has eliminated trade barriers, allowing goods to flow freely among member states. But wait, there's more. The EAC didn't stop there, they've taken it to the next level with the East African Common Market. This magical land of opportunities enables the free movement of goods, services, and even people. And guess what? The benefits are tangible. Since the establishment of the Customs Union, intra-EAC trade has soared to new heights. In 2020 alone, trade between member countries amounted to a whopping $6 billion. Also, regional cooperation brings about enhanced security. The EAC recognizes that they're stronger together when it comes to combating common threats. Besides, they've been working on joint initiatives to tackle issues like terrorism, cross-border crime, and even maritime security. And hold on tight because we're diving into the world of infrastructure development. The EAC understands that connectivity is the key to unlocking opportunities. That's why they're investing in megaprojects like the East African Railway Network and the Central Corridor. Overall, the EAC's collective strength allows them to negotiate better trade deals on the global stage. But it doesn't stop there. Increased collaboration in infrastructure development means better roads, efficient railways, and modern ports. Valuable lessons the EAC can learn from other economic blocs. First, talk about the European Union, EU, a shining example of regional cooperation. Like the EAC, the EU started with a vision of unity and collaboration among its member countries. One key lesson the EAC can learn from the EU is the power of inclusivity. The EU expanded its membership over the years, welcoming new countries to the party. Also, the EU focused on building strong institutions to support their vision. Institutions like the European Central Bank and the European Parliament ensured stability and accountability. Another crucial lesson is the EU's emphasis on mobility and the free movement of goods and people. This open market approach enabled businesses to thrive and individuals to explore new horizons. Let's talk about the ASEAN bloc, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. These economic superheroes have achieved remarkable growth in a relatively short time. One key takeaway for the EAC from ASEAN's journey is the power of trade agreements. ASEAN formed a web of trade pacts with significant economies, attracting investments and boosting exports. Consequently, trade within ASEAN has more than tripled in the past 2 decades. Another valuable lesson from ASEAN is their focus on infrastructure development. They've connected their nations and attracted global investments by investing in transportation, communication, and energy projects. Conclusion. As we've seen, the EAC is a region brimming with potential, from its abundant natural resources and youthful population to its strategic location and collaboration efforts. While challenges lie ahead, I firmly believe that the EAC has the determination, unity, and resilience to overcome them. With a shared vision, the EAC can embrace the lessons learned from other prosperous economic blocs and write their own story of prosperity. Thank you all so much for joining me on this incredible adventure. If you enjoyed exploring the potential of the EAC, don't forget to hit that like button and bye.